Thank you, business owners, for joining us again this morning. We know that you are really busy, so we appreciate the time that you take every week to join us and get some practical insights into what you can do to run a better business. Welcome to our 7th broadcast. We've done this now 6 times. This is number 7, and we just appreciate you joining us, taking the time out of your busy schedule and sharing our content. It's been pretty fun these last few weeks. So I'm Dana Ball. I am a small business attorney here in the beautiful state of Utah, and we are here every week to get you business owners out of your comfort zone. We want you to see things in a different light. We want you to take a step back, look at your business from maybe a slightly different point of view, a different perspective, something that's just going to push you to say, oh my goodness, I really need to tweak a few things that I'm doing because I don't want to end up in a lawsuit. I want to stay out of court, and that's what we're trying to do. We don't like court either. We want to help you stay out of court. So I've mentioned before, if you are a business owner, you're not a normal person. You've taken on a very, very hard road. You are under pressures and stress from the risk that you are taking in running your business. It's a huge leap. It's a financial risk. You're not that type of person that just wants to clock in and clock out. You are living 24/7 with this business that's your livelihood. And you probably love it, but it is a harder road that you've taken. Now, our broadcast so far, we're sticking with the business operations end of it. We've talked about documentation, contracts, using email and text messages. And you might think my topic today is a detour from that, but it really isn't. You're going to see why by the end. Hopefully you will see why we are not taking a detour today. Today is a really important topic because half of all businesses in the United States, half are owned or run as family businesses. That's a lot of businesses. Today's topic is so important because so many of you are running family businesses. So I want to make sure that you are jumping into this family business, or you're already in the thick of it with your eyes wide open. We've talked a lot about facing reality as a business owner. Today is one of those really, really, really important days to face reality. I use the image of a storm for this broadcast because I really, if you are in a family business, there are going to be some major storms, and you need to be prepared. And if you do things right, you can kind of push those storms out to a different part of the state. You can just keep your business away in that little bubble that's away from the storm, but you really need to eyes wide open. The theme for today is no assumptions. So just remember that. We are making no assumptions. Okay, let's just jump in. There's not a lot you're going to need to remember from today, but just some few key things. I used to be a litigator. I've been involved in several family business breakups, and they are the ugliest of the ugly. It is heart-wrenching, and it's actually one of the main reasons I don't litigate anymore. It is so much wasted time and money. If you think about it, every person, every family member who's involved in a family business breakup that ends up in court, they have to have their own attorney. Plus, the business itself needs their own attorney, its own attorney. So one case I did, there were probably 6 attorneys involved. Can you imagine the amount of legal fees that was being paid out? And it's kind of a circus. You've got to deal with all these attorneys. Every deposition, every attorney needs their time to ask questions to the witness. It's a lot of unnecessary time wasted, I think, is what I saw. And then at the end of the day, your family dynamics are forever changed. Those family parties will never be the same. If you end up that way, they will never be the same. And it's heart-wrenching. It really is heart-wrenching to see and be involved in those family business breakups. So we're going to first jump in and kind of go over what the pitfalls are of being in a family business. A lot of times you hire family members who really aren't qualified for the job that they're doing. And it's also harder to give family members negative feedback or even end up terminating them. That is really hard. It's also a huge risk. I grew up in a family business, and we assume too much. We assume too much anyway. I think people do in life. What we think other people are thinking, we make huge assumptions, and we shouldn't. But when you have family members working together, I think the opportunity to automatically assume what the other family member may be thinking, what they're expecting from this job, we do that way too much. So no assumptions today. To preserve your family relationships, please keep that in mind. Refrain from making assumptions. It is hard to keep personal family drama issues that come up out of the workplace. So if you're running a family business, boy, those lines, they get crossed. And who is it really uncomfortable for? It's uncomfortable for your non-family member employees. They may not tell you, but man, it's awkward to be working around family members who've got family drama going on. Sometimes family members, they feel entitled. And again, that goes with assumptions. They assume that they deserve certain things because they're family. They're related to you, and you may be the business owner. So we don't want to make assumptions on either end of it. So for non-family members, it sometimes is a complete turnoff to work for a family business. They see that they may not be treated the same. They may not be able to advance in the business because they're not family. They see other families get special treatment. Maybe you go easy on your brother when he's late, but yet this other person, you're talking to them every single time they're late. It's really easy to treat your family different. But when you're a business owner, eyes wide open. No assumptions. You have to treat them like a real employee. Okay? The benefits of having a family business, there are some benefits. If you can make it work, there's some benefits. You usually have more loyalty. They are more dedicated to you. They will give you long-term stability. You've got trust automatically and shared values. Family members are probably more willing to make sacrifices for the business, for the sake of the business. If things are going south, they may be the ones that you end up relying on to jump in. So they also tend to be more flexible with work schedules, which is nice. And the work environment could be more relaxed. So it just depends on the dynamics. If you have family drama going on, it may be just the opposite. So how do you fix this? How do you make it so there are no assumptions? Well, what we've done is with clients is we have created what's called a best practices contract. And that, again, is a document that will set boundaries, because boundaries for your family members who are employees, that is going to be key. It will stabilize the emotional drama, the forces within the family that kind of take over. Sometimes the feelings are so raw, and it just provides a way to deal with it. It provides a method to handle family issues that come up within the business. So a best practices contract really will set things up right, and it puts all of the family members on the same page. They know where you're coming from, they know what to expect, so there are no assumptions because they already know, and it sets a way for you to ask hard questions, because we've talked about how hard it is sometimes to ask hard questions for certain people. It kind of forces you to do it. You need to implement a strict policy of only hiring people who have legitimate qualifications. So if that family member is not qualified to, I don't know, to do the position that you want them to do, they will not get hired, and they need to know that they are not qualified. They do not have the credentials. Somebody else does who will meet it better. Everybody's role in the company will be defined where they fit in the company hierarchy. There's no question anymore. You also want to reward fairly based on competence and achievements, not on personal relationships. You want to promote fairly. You want to implement a succession plan. Lack of planning, man, that is by far the most common underlying reason for family business to fail. So again, no assumptions with family members. Keep your eyes wide open. My final question to you, if you are working in a family business, you own it or you're thinking about it, but if you are already in it, have you ever evaluated the family dynamics of the company? And if not, what are you going to do about it? Thanks for joining us. We're this is just so fun to provide you some insights that will get you out of your comfort zone. If you are enjoying and getting some value from these live broadcasts, you'll see my picture come up. Click on that and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share it amongst your friends who are business owners. We really are here for you. If you are stuck in your business, please give us a call. We're happy to schedule a complimentary consultation. So thank you again and have a great weekend.